Oh, wow. So, this is it. This is it. This is everything. There's nothing more than this, nothing less. There's nothing better. There's nothing worse than this. It's what it is. So that's a bit amazing, because when you say, when you go outside and then you say to people, yeah, this is it, they look at you, yeah, thank you very much, and they walk. Because it's saying nothing. It's this is not a meeting that gives something, or that's new, or you can get it, or maybe there's an understanding, or maybe there's a seeing. But even that, it's not about that. When there's a seeing, everything can suddenly be very clear there, that there's no me, there's no time, and all that can be very clear. But in the same time, this is energetic. So it's not only about seeing it, that can be happening, and it can be nice. But that energy of uh, being, it's not enough, there's something not right yet, that can be so embodied and so strong that in a subtle way it comes back. It seems like it's coming back, and it's taking over. And that's where we talk about it's the energetic thing. It's difficult to say what it is. When normally we talk in the story about that there's an energy, and that seems to be me, seems to be a contracted energy that is part of that me dream, that feels like I'm not enough. There's good and bad. There's an noticing, there's an awareness and noticing then what's going on, and noticing, looking at yourself. There's a constant looking at yourself, or looking at the world, and feeling there's something not right, or there's a possibility to make it better, or there's some hope, or something going on like that. That's that survival system. That's me. Me is the feeling there's something missing. There's something not right yet. But that's so normal and so convincing that you could say it's very sticky, and it goes on, because it seems like that's the thing, that it's not yet there. I don't feel it. I can't see it. We are so used to see it or to understand it, that that's the way we learn, and we go on, and maybe it will be better when I understand, or waiting for the moment that I see how it is, or that the me is dropping, and then I'm sure that there's something else. There will be something else, not that problems anymore, not that miserable thing in my life anymore. It's waiting for something else. And then there's this message saying, no, it's not something else, it's this. It's already complete. So that sounds a bit like, do, do I want that? I want something else. I'm in meetings. I'm going to meetings to get something, understand, or lose something. So there will be a change. It's not about the change. There can be change, but that's apparently happening by itself. There's no one doing it. There's no one. There is already no one. There is already no one. So there's no possibility to change anything. Life can change. It can be seeing a change, but a change is always what's me doing, is looking like, oh, how it was before and how is it now. It's always busy with how I'm doing, and what was before and what is next. There's no before and there's no next. That's what I mean when they're saying there's no time. There's only this. That's it. Nothing before. So there's also no comparing. There can't be a comparing. It's this. That's it. Whatever it is, and it can be just sitting or moving a hand. It's not nothing special. It's what already is happening. So there's no special state. That's something else. It's not nice. It's everything. That's the freedom. That's already, it's everything. And there's no need for anything. It's what's happening, what's apparently happening. That's also something to say, not something. It's an appearance. Everything is an appearance. Nothing is real. When there's me and circumstances and bodies and streets, it seems so real. It's not seems real. It is real. And then there's a need to deal with that. So that's an appearance, and everything is apparently happening. That's amazing, because then there's nothing happening. It's only an appearance. So nothing is important. It doesn't matter what it is. It's energy going like that. It can be a feeling, emotion, can be the street. It's that. It can be a sound. It's that, without any meaning. There's no meaning. Life doesn't have any meaning. It is. It's what it is. That's it. And because we are so able to abstract everything, we can think about, oh, this is why, and this is because of that. And because before I was like that, and now I'm this, oh, that's because of what I was doing or what I was listening. We're always into because and why and meaning. There's no, life doesn't have any meaning. It's what it is. That's very simple. But that abstracting is so embodied and so normal that it seems the only way that you have. And when there's that abstracting and the story, my life and circumstances, and being busy, what do I want and what can I do or not do, how to deal with this. It's a dream. It's a lot of energy in that, and it seems very important to do that, but it doesn't have any power. It's a dream. It doesn't matter. It's not wrong. It's just thoughts happening. That's it. Doesn't change anything. It's thoughting. That's it. We are so into this is my free will and I can do something about it. And though maybe you hear all the time, it's very clear there's no free will. And suddenly that free will, that trying to do this or being busy with it, it's so embodied and so normal. It's not even noticed. So that's why we're saying it's energetic. It has nothing to do with what you see or what you know. This can't be known. There can be an understanding or a seeing about there's no me, there's no time, but it's energetic. It doesn't need anything. Life doesn't need anything. It's what it is. It's the hand moving, or a table, or an emotion, or sound, or smell. That's it. Not for anyone, not by anyone, not to anyone. There's no you, there's no me. It's empty. Everything is empty. It's an appearance. It's crazy because we are so into real and everything has a meaning and it's important. And then there's hearing this. It's completely out of the story. It's another possibility. You could say that, because that's saying it's everything. You can't even make an image of that. What is that? It's everything. You can say that to yourself, but it has no sense in that sense. It's like, how is that possible? But in a way, it's very simple. It's not a mystery. It's very simple. It's sitting, and you don't even have to notice it because there's something going on, like in the being in the now or focusing on that what's happening. But it's the same story about doing something to reach a state of no problems or freedom. This is not about a state. There's nothing to do with that. It's already what's going on. The only thing that's extra on it is that there's a belief or a feeling like, but I don't have that. I can't see that. There's something missing. It's a, it's an, okay, a misunderstanding. Well, it's so embodied. So it's not only in the mind and misunderstanding. It's so strong that there's something wrong or something missing or not right yet. It's exactly how it is. There are thoughts, the tension, maybe the sitting, how it's looking. It's exactly that. It's life in that form. It seems like that in that form, in that, not really a form, but it's an apparent form. But it's that. It's perfect, complete as it is. So there's no need for change. Change can happen, but there's no need for anything. That's the joy. That's, wow, it's just like that. It's alive. And aliveness can be anything. So it can be very dull, tired, can be much energy, can be anything, emotion. So we can talk about that. And there can be talking in the story. There can be, because we're living in the story. So maybe there are a lot of questions about what's going on in the story. Then we start with that, or you can start with that. That's making it that. Then we'll see what happened then. You don't need to say something that proves that there's no me, or not saying me, for example. It's everything. So talking in the story is also it. Doesn't matter. There's no better question than another question. All questions can be said or written. And if there's silence, there's a silence. So if you want to say something, or there's already a lot of people. If you want to say something or write it down what you want, you can do it, and then we'll see. This is love. This is love. This is unconditional love. It's already that. It can't be not it. So that body is unconditional love already. It's unconditional. That face, that hand, that emotion, it's unconditional love. There are no conditions. That's the freedom. There's some chat. It's funny. Sometimes I say to myself, I will never buy a newspaper again because I'm disappointing about the content. And then next week I'm buying one again. Yeah. Oh, we are so into that promises and all that. Yeah, of course. And we have that decision, and then you decide something and you do something else. I know. Yeah, of course. It's funny. Yeah. It still goes on. And it's more funny, like I deciding from now I'm going outside. I'm doing my code, and then after 5 minutes I thought I was going outside, and I'm just sitting after behind the computer. It's come on, we are so thinking that we are deciding things, but there's something else. It's stronger than that. It's amazing. Yeah. Mm. It's so easy. It's so easy. You don't have to decide anything. And when they're deciding, maybe it's going to happen or not. So what? Then there's something else. Then that's it. Doesn't mean it's nice or good or something like that. It's what it is. And that can be a feeling of, oh, all that. That's it too. It doesn't mean that life is always nice. Look around. It's everything. It can be fear. It's alive. Without a meaning, when there's fear, there's no meaning. It's fear. Like that. And then it's gone without knowing why or how. That's it. And there's sitting. Yeah. There's also no distraction or resistance. That's a story. That's looking at it and thinking, oh, I'm not in it, or I'm not doing what really was good for me, or all that stories. Can be like that. It's not wrong, but it's a story. Then there's something else. So doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what happens. That's amazing. We're so in this is better than that, or more relaxing, or more healthy, or all that. There's no one. There is no one to decide. So what's going on has nothing to do with you. It's not happening to you. It's happening by itself. Mm. Mm. This is not talking to anyone. It's just talking. I don't know what's happening over there. If there's an over there, maybe I don't. There's only seeing a computer and then all those faces. Yeah. And names. Mm.
Hey, Rose.
Hi,
Hi.
hello.
Rose, you use this. We are so used to, and I think it's you mean this for many years. We are used to, um, yeah, think in a certain way, feel in a certain way, and this to be dependent on other people in a way. This, please help me out of my misery. Um, and there's something in this, yeah, I can see it, I'm used to, and at the same time it's there's a freeing thing in this. There is no one, and especially not over there. There's no Rose, so you can't help me. um yeah,
Yeah,
it's just this, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But this, but just this, in a way, insane idea that please help me out of this, whatever. Yeah,
we're so into need. We're so that we need something, and it's not enough. This is not good. How can I change that? And then maybe wanting then somebody else to do that or to help. Yeah.
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 Yeah, there's this to be stuck into this these thoughts, or this wanting to come away from whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want this. So something like that.
Yeah.
This isn't good for me, or doesn't
Yeah.
feel good. It doesn't feel good. This is a strong one.
Yeah.
But there's no one also here. There's F or there. It's nowhere. There's someone. It's a construct, but it's so convincing. And then when there's a looking at yourself all the time, there's always something going on, like, oh, is this right? I don't. No, there can be also a need. Some people are into need. Some people are into helping others. Yeah, it's the same thing. Trying to. It's being important in a way. I'm important. I'm important somewhere. You can feel I'm not important, but that's the same thing, of course. When there's a need. Yeah. Victimhood can be such a strong, and not saying that to someone, because no one wants to be a victim, but it's, I have a need, and there's so much going wrong and everything, and that people, and you can really be convinced that somebody did the wrong thing to you, and why should you do that? And there can be so much anger about that also.
Yeah.
There's no one, and there's no one everywhere. So it's what's happening, and it can be like, oh, pain, or I don't know what for feeling, but it can be so strong. It should be like that. You should behave like that. How can you behave like that? That's awful. All that.
Yeah.
So convincing also. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rose.
And what also is there's no escape. And when that's being, oh, that's awful, it should be there, it's a kind of escape from what's going on. When everything is lost, there's no escape. So when somebody is not nice, then there's maybe a feeling, and then there can be that, and there can be anything. So it's no escape, and me is trying to escape all the time. That's so strong, but you can't do anything about it. But that's, in a way, that's in the story. It's about that.
Yeah.
No escape.
No. There you go.
Yeah. God, I don't want that. I want no me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not funny, Rose.
No, I'm
but,
sorry.
but I'm laughing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I know. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's so strong, that feeling. I want something else. That maybe not in the mind that you say that, but wanting something else, trying to make it some difference. That's so strong. It can be so clear there's no one, and still subtly that goes on. It's so strong. It's so embodied. Yeah. can't do anything about that. That can feel like I was, when there's that, when here was that noticing was there, and then looking at myself all the time, and suddenly it was so clear. It was, I'm looking at myself all the time, and there's something going on, like this is right and wrong, and I don't want that anymore, but I can't get out of it because that's going on all the time. Oh, that felt so like in a prison, and you can't do anything about it. Yeah. You can't get out of it. That's yeah. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also something about this feeling unpleasant, feeling sad, and so on. It can be more difficult to talk with other people about. It's okay to have this sensing, but when you talk with people and say, I'm really sad, I feel really unpleasant, then for me there comes this, it's not good enough. It's better to say, I feel really happy or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. We get used to can be
Yeah.
feeling like I'm not there, I'm not good enough when I'm feeling like that, or
Yeah.
silly, or
Yeah.
and I know for myself, like I was like, when there's fear, people will laugh at me because that it's not necessary to have fear, or can that all that. Yeah.
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 Yeah, in a way, this also can be difficult to share because I feel more fear in my life than ever, and then I see it as there's allowing to have this feeling or whatever, and so on.
Yeah.
And and it is difficult because I'm not where I need medicine. I'm not where I need to go to a psychiatric institution, but I feel really fear and sadness and so on. And it's okay in a yeah,
Yeah,
not
and
not-
I hear you. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand. Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Because that was, it's so embodied, and then suddenly it's more alive, you could say. Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. Uh, uh, it's first recently I see it in this way that love is also to feel terrible, uh, because I have this romantic vision that it's only love or it's only okay when there's a certain feeling, and therefore it was a little bit shocking to, of course, this is love to feel this and this as a whatever comes up. Not that I say it's love, but of course it's the same, or how to put it, whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't say it, but it's like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, and it's also now I use the word funny, but this one thought take the other thought, and it's only thoughts popping up, and in a way this I don't know if it is maybe this as there's nothing, it's coming from nothing, it's can be seen, it's just coming from nothing, and um yeah, this can just be I don't know, funny, but it is just this thought popping up and being so important to label different things and so on, and it's just popping up from, yeah, you can say from nothing. It's
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. It's really touching, or
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Rose.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same to you.
Mm. Can also be that there's not knowing a question. There's no question coming up, but there's can be a longing to just to speak together. That can be like that. So just do that, and then we'll see what's going on. We'll chat.
I was.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, there is no question coming up. It's as a feeling of being touched.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. It's so amazing. You can't even say why, but it's so wow. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. There's somebody else speaking. Mm.
And last weekend, I went to the meeting of Tony in London.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, it was really wonderful. And on Monday, I walked in a park, and there was this feeling of falling in this. And it was something like, if I had more free days, then yeah, there was a kind of a thought that I had a little bit of regret that I didn't ask for more free days to fall in this, something like that. But that's a story, of course. But
Yeah, we always want more or something else, and that can be so strong, because that when there's maybe a meeting with Tony, and then that was amazing, and then you want to go on with that. Yeah, but it's also that when you're home, and then that's maybe somewhere in your work or whatever, and then that's it too, but it's completely different. And then it seems like, oh, I want that other. No, but that's it too. But it's not always nice or free feeling. It's that what's happening.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it can be so strong that it should be something else, maybe.
yeah, the one is a kind of a thought that it has to do with an old conditioning.
Yeah, but that's also a story.
Mm.
That can be so strong, and thinking, oh, that's because of that, and it's still there, and how can I do something about it? Oh my, that's a strong one. I know. I was so much into that. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that feeling or emotion or I don't know, thoughts. They come, and that's sorry. It's what's going on. It's that, and there's no time. There's no time. Sorry. Coughing. That's just coughing. It's that. There's no before. There's no reason. It's that. That's amazing. We're so into reason and consequences, and this is why it's happening, and what can I do about it? Oh, wow, I can't do anything about it. Oh, I have to stay in that all my life. All that is the story. But that can be so strong. It's so, all those thoughts, that energy can be so strong that they don't have any meaning, but wow, it's can be like, oh, well, they don't have any meaning. It's just thoughts. It's that. And there's walking, maybe.
Ja, dankjewel.
Yeah. There's no one. It's empty. It's empty. This is a face. It's empty. It's an appearance of a face. Then that's it. Nothing in it. No brains. It's just empty. Yeah, it's amazing. We're so into everything it has a content and has a reason and all that. It's just a face or a thought or a feeling or a street, an appearance of that. Life is so free. It's everything. There's no how do you say, no restrictions. It's what it is. We are so into making it into something. It's not something. It's everything, and it's not real. It's energy. It changes like that for no one. There's no one. It's not happening to you or to me. It's apparently happening like that. There's somebody in the waiting room, John.
There's a kind of shall I be honest or not in my work situation.
There's no being honest or not. That's what's happening. So maybe there's something saying something or not. It's not a decision of you. You can't decide that. Maybe there's coming out something or not. It's not up to you. There's no one.
Okay.
Wow. So the question is out of the window.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's in the story. It's I had a talk a few weeks ago with two colleagues, and then I felt manipulated. I didn't react the way they wanted, and so they made also a report of it. And now I'm a little bit wondering, shall I say about my feelings in that situation, how I felt
That's such a story. You can go on with those thoughts about that situation and thinking about it and feeling this and being sure it's right like that. You don't know. It's what's happening. So maybe there's coming into that room and saying something or not. It doesn't matter. All those thoughts seem so convincing, and you're right in what you and all that, or maybe no, I don't know, but it's what's happening. It's not, there's no you. There is no you. It's not happening to you what's said. It's just can be some words said. There's no one. So it's only this. There's nothing before. There's nothing before. Whoa. Catch. Wow. Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with being honest.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Oh God, no. Mm. Mm. It's a story. We're in that's with me, all that being honest, telling the truth, all that. There's no truth. That's making it so complicated. Mm. And it's like if you are there, then all that story can go on. But when there's no you, what's honest? I don't know what's honest, what's the truth. There's no me. So what about honest? It's what's happening. Honest is abstraction. So can be so convincing, all those responsibility, honesty, telling the truth, and all that. Oh my God, it's so convincing, and it's such a story because it's about you, about me, about other people. There are no other people. There's no one. It's just they're bodies, and there's talking, and that's it. It's already something else. It's already this. It's nothing is happening. This is so radical. There's no other people. Wow, that's wow. What is really happening? No, there's what is. That's it. A feeling, maybe thoughts without meaning. God, it's wow. Yeah. Going nowhere. This is going nowhere. Of course not. There's no time. So it's this and this, and then no before, no after. It's this. Wow, that's completely out of the story.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
Rose,
Yeah.
it's also um, I don't know, amazing thing. This no story, and it's unbelievable. And yes, it's unbelievable. You know this. You can't know this. There's no story. It's a really funny thing. This uh, uh, when I'm asked about something, whatever, like you said, you go into how can it be that you did like this, uh, and it's more really this. Yeah, I can't say, and what to do about it. It's just this labeling a certain behavior, and when you are offended, I think it's offended.
Yeah.
This then you have to make up a story I can see it can be understood like this, and then, but it's so it's wonderful when it comes out of your mouth, this to hear this simplicity about it, because again, this being used to live in a story, no, it can't be right.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's so quickly, it's so normal. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But also that there can be a seeing, but when there's no one and there can be a seeing, but then something is happening and then suddenly that all thing like, oh yeah, but you can't say that. And there was a seeing, there's no you, but suddenly when there's an emotion or something, it's that the whole survival system is just coming back. It's just so strong.
yeah.
It's so normal to think like, oh, what did you say? And really like that. It still can. There can be still that response like that. But yeah, doesn't matter. But that whole thing in the mind about what's going on. Wow.
Yeah.
You're right. It's always I'm right.
Yeah, yeah. Oops. Yeah,
Yeah. Or maybe the other side, like, oh my God, what did I say? Could I know? No, no. It's the same.
yeah,
Yeah. You're not safe. This is not about being safe and all that. It's trying to behave in a certain way, so to be safe against people who become angry or offended or anything. It's free fall. There's no safety. This is about no safety at all. And that me is always about being safe, trying to behave in a certain way or need, and that. And this is, I don't know. It's everything. Go in a way.
yeah. In a way, it's on the contrary, the opposite of being safe, and it's also this being used to go from one point to another and hope it will I will be safe. In a way, this big effort to not to feel unpleasant or to feel anger, fear, and
Yeah.
so on, to avoid this. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's so energetic. It's not a decision, but it goes like that. It's so
yeah,
when
yeah,
it's that strong, it's just going like that. You can't do anything about it. It's just that. Doesn't matter. It's that when there's a behaving like that, then that's a behaving like that. Maybe there's here too. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There can be a behaving or a pattern.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's something in this. He used to be such a nice boy.
Oh.
And see
Yeah.
him now.
Yeah, I see him now. My God.
Yeah,
You don't know when you meet him, you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's really wonderful to share, in a way, this important things with space around. This it doesn't matter at all what we are talking about, because there's not this pointing. How can it be or whatever? just this. Yeah, it's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, the strange thing is when you want to talk about this, then there's like losing the words. You don't know how to say it because it's so. How can you say this?
Yeah.
That's so funny. And then that's how we can talk about it. But in that sense, it's
Yeah. I think it's this when you have this sensing that it comes from nothing, then it's totally unimportant or free and nothing to be ashamed about, nothing to and so on, because it's just what's coming.
Yeah, but you can say that. But shame or getting warm can happen suddenly.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but suddenly that all those emotions or feelings can suddenly happen. It's so there's so much in that body and all that. Yeah, that maybe not knowing what it is, but yeah. Yeah. And we are so into describing, oh, now I feel this and what is that and all that. I don't know. Most of the time I don't know. Maybe afterwards, sometimes no. That, yeah.
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 Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you. Great to speak about this.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Mm.
In a way, totally ordinary and normal. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so fun that that's cutting out all those stories, and that's I like to talk in that there are questions in the story because then it can be so clear that we are so into that. It's so normal, and we're so into all those consequences, and then bang, 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 and then oh. It's about that because when you're in thinking about it and just normal, then it's so suddenly there are all those like, oh, but that's also what is and all that, and that's a new concept. It's just the way, and then suddenly in this kind of then it's cutting through it and it's like, oh, and then, yeah, and then I love that. It's not me doing that, but it's just coming like a chuck, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, that's it. Also for me it's like, oh wow, that's so cutting through everything, and that's the love. That's love to cut through all the stories, because those stories, it's just stories, but it's so convincing and so strong and so the normal way. All we all have that, or it's so normal, and then suddenly like that. Oh, wow, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the word innocence.
Mm. You like to what?
The word innocence.
Innocence, yeah. Yeah. There's only innocence. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do something wrong. No, there's no one.
So even Hitler was innocent. Nee, nog niet.
Yeah, but what is Hitler? That's such a story, and we're making all things of it, and yeah. It's energy. It's an appearance. So yeah, and it's a history. It's like what happened before. So many stories about it. And it's always about right and wrong. It's about what is. That can be pain, of course, and anger. There's no one. You can't make your head around when you're trying to see it in history form. It's like there's no history. Then there's time. So it's completely out of the story, this message of this talking. You can't make a story of it or a way of living or something like that. No.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mm. That's what we a lot of times we do, that when there are some words and things are said here, then that's taken some things out of it and thinking about it. And what about that? And when there's talk about money, how will that be? And how all that, or innocence or responsibility, how does it work then? And how about people who are murdering somebody or all that? So there can be a lot of thinking about that. That's taking it into home and making something about how is that then? This is not about knowing. I don't know. It's not a new teaching or something like that about something. It's this. It's very, very ordinary and simple, and there's no words about it. It's only saying it's this for no one. That's it. And it's everything. It doesn't mean it's nice or good or bad. There's no good and bad. There's what is. It's not denying anything. It's not denying anything. It's full on. But not only full on, but also full on. That's also full on. So it's everything. It's what it is. Pain, feelings, streets, for no one. So when we are talking, we are assuming always that there's someone here and someone there, and there's the real world. Where's the world? I don't see a world. It's abstracting, it's information. This is everything. What is seen, felt, heard, for no one. It's that. No story. Just this. That's it. Very simple. Out of everything, it's just moving the hands. That's everything. Sitting, a watch. Yeah? It's going nowhere. This is not about the sudden waking up and seeing how it is or something like that. There's no need for that. That's amazing because we're waiting for a moment that there's no me or maybe a seeing or sudden awakening or all those alignment, all those words. And the great thing is, it's already this. It's already there. It's exactly how it is. It's completely full on and complete already, the way it is, the way the moving happens, the way the thoughts are happening. It's energetic, it's energy going. And it's an appearance of energies going, seeing streets and people, emotions, sounds. It's that. It's already that without any meaning or going nowhere. It's just that, what's going on. And that can be walking, and that's it already. So that there's nothing to look for. That's the amazing thing of this. There's nothing to look for. It's already what's going on. You can't miss it because it's all there is. It's all there is for no one. There's no one. So, but it's not looking for that feeling there's no one or that suddenly it's already like that. So there's no need for anything. It's that. And it's sitting. You no need to feel like, oh, it's sitting. How do I sit? Then when there's how do I sit, then there's the thought. How do I sit? You can't follow it because it's so quick and like that. It's already that. You don't need to focus on it. When there's focusing on it, then that's it. So you can't even miss it. It's already everything. It's the way the looking is happening, the way the moving is happening. It's already that. It's that what's going on. And it's an appearance, but you don't need to see like, oh, it's an appearance. I don't see that. because that's all those thoughts are about. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, I don't, what? No, that's not there yet. That whole construct, that's me. That the feeling I'm not there, it's not yet happening. That's me. That seems so convincing. It's just a misunderstanding, but it's so embodied, so it can be so strong. Well, it's a misunderstanding. It's just already that. It's the way that the walking happened. When there's closing the computer, that's it. That's it. That movement, or seeing a color. That's it. Or a feeling. It's not even in the body. It's just a feeling for no one. It's that. It's already everything. It can't be not it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow.